I repeat the points here. So what is an object? Object is nothing but table in the regular database. You call it as a table. In the Salesforce, we call it as a object. If you want to store any data that you want to store in the Salesforce, we will be storing in the object. There are two types of objects what we have, standard object and a custom object. Objects created by the Salesforce are called standard objects like profile, account, user role, contact, opportunity. All these are the standard objects created by the Salesforce. Custom objects. Objects created by the user according to his organizational business model is called custom object. Objects created by the user according to his organizational business model are called custom objects. Now, how to create a custom object? If you want to create a custom object, we can go in two ways. One is standard navigation, other one is schema builder. There are two ways using which we can create an object using declarative without writing program. In two ways we can create an object. One is using a standard navigation. Second one is by using schema builder. Let me show you the first format, standard navigation. Setup, we have build, create, objects, new custom object. I repeat, setup, build, create, objects, new custom object. Then we have label name, URL name, object name, some properties are there. So let me explain these properties. I have couple of objects in my database. I created a couple of tables here. You created a couple of tables here. In my data model, I am creating a couple of tables here. Look at the format. I have customer, loan. I have a couple of objects. Now, the name with which you are going to display the object is called label name. With what name? Object will be displayed on the UI of the data model. With what name? Object will be displayed in the UI of the data model. In the UI of the application is called object label. With what name you are going to display the object on the UI? That's what we call as object label. Actual name of the object we call it as object name. We use the object name to refer to it programmatically. If you want to refer to the object programmatically, we use object name. Object name is nothing but actual name of the object, and if you want to refer to that object programmatically, we use object name. Label is for display, name is for programmatical access. Now, look at the point. In the database, I have following tables. When you have a group of tables, Satish want to open customer table. When Satish want to open the customer table, how does he open? I have a group of tables here. When you have a group of tables, how to open a particular table? I have a group of tables, how to open a particular table? So, for every object, people have created one tab. So when you click on this tab, corresponding object will open. Now the question is, how do I recognize this tab belongs to customer, this tab belongs to loan? When you click on the tab, corresponding object will open. When I click on the tab, corresponding object will open. How do I know this object belongs to this tab? There is a reason. On the tab, we are printing a message here. I am giving here notes. which is called plural name. The name, the label that is printed on the tab. What name should be printed on the tab? That's what we call it as plural label. When you create a tab for an object, when you create a tab for an object, when you create tab for an object, what is the name that should be printed on the tab is called plural label. When you create a tab for an object, what is the name that should be printed on the tab is called plural label. Look at the format. When you look at these, what are you finding here? Campaigns, leads, all these are what? Tabs. The names given for the tab, campaigns tab. When you click on this, campaign object will open. Campaign object will open. Leads tab. When you click on this, lead object is opening. Accounts, contacts, opportunities, forecast. What is that? Plural label. The name that should be printed on the tab is called plural label. Are you clear? So object has label name, object name, plural name. When you say object name, actual name of the object, and we use this name to refer to the object programmatically. Object label. It is a name with which object will be displayed on the UI of the application. Plural label. In case if you create a tab for an object, the name that should be printed on the tab is called plural label. Am I clear with this? Right, boss? So how you are creating the object? Setup, build, create objects, new custom object. Now, we are creating customer object. Customer's object. Customer object, customer's object. We'll go back. Label name, plural label, and we have about the corporate organization. Now, my customer can be a company or my customer can be a person. Okay. Next, we have context sensitive help. What is this context sensitive help? Look at the point. If you open the object called lead, here we are getting a message. What is this? Help for this message. On every object, Salesforce will show you one link called help for this page. When you click on this help, Salesforce will open one of the standard document. When you click on this, Salesforce is going to open one of the help document. With respect to that object, Salesforce is providing some help document. Salesforce is providing some help document. What is that? Lead. With respect to the object, Salesforce is providing some help. Account. When I click on the help, they gave help. Now they are providing help related to account. Salesforce on every object by default created one link called help for this page. When you click on that, with respect to that object, Salesforce is opening some help document. Right. Now you created your own object. As you created your own object, now the Salesforce is asking, boss, for your object, do you want me to open standard help what I provide for everyone? Or are you going to design your own help? For every object, I am going to create help for this page. When you click on that, I am going to provide standard help document. I am going to provide standard help document. Do you want me to provide same standard help document what I am providing for everyone? Or are you going to design your own help page? If I want the standard help, then it says open standard salesforce.com help and training window. This option is added in the 40.0. On Saturday, our account is updated to Our account is updated to 40.0. This option is added on the 40.0. Okay, in the new version it's added. Till Saturday we don't have this option. So this is what? When you select this, standard help and training window will be added. Then, do you want to give pop-up window? Do you want to give a pop-up window? Provide help. Provide help. When you click on this, you want to provide some pop-up window for help. What is this? Boss. Design my own page. This is what? Opening some of the actions. About some of the action. Clone template, create ramp task, delete account task, partner recruitment application HTML. This is what? Some of the documents which they are providing. Open HTML is what? This is what? It is asking you to create. It is asking you to create your own help page. So if you want to go with, right now we have not done any development. Right now we have not done any development. So I am going with what? Standard. Open standard Salesforce and help and training. If I require both of them, I need to go for development. Okay. Right now as we have not done any development, I am going with what? Standard help document provided by the Salesforce. Am I clear? Yes. So what is the meaning of this? When you click on the help, which page has to be opened as a help? You want a standard documentation? You want the HTML partner HTML file, what do you want to open? The partner HTML file, partner recruitment application, these all are what? Partner recruitment application. Now why you are getting this? I'll remove this. Look at the point. You got this two options. Look at the point. To demonstrate you, I created one application, right? What the application I installed? To demonstrate you Apex Age. To demonstrate you Apex Age, I installed one of the application. Because of this, you are finding that. Because of this, you are finding. So go back again, setup, build, create, objects, new custom objects. Now, what are the two options you are finding? Now, listen to the point. S control is one of the concept which is available in the older version. S control concept is not there in the newer version. When we started working with the Salesforce 5 years back, I don't have the result force and Apex like this. We used to make all the development using S controllers. Right now, you people are using Apex programming and Visual Force. When I started my career on the Salesforce, I don't have these Apex and Visual Force. We used to build everything using S controllers. Later on, with 27.0, we started duplicating all the things. Today, we don't have any S controllers. Purely, we have Apex and Visual Force. Completely, S controllers are removed. Completely, S controllers are removed. Right, boss? Now, look at the format. So, what are the options we have? Application label, customer, customers. Then, you want a standard help or custom help? If it is a custom, open. Standard. And now I have not done any development, I am going with only standard. If it is a Visual Force, you design your own page. You design your own page and create it. I am going with standard help and training window. I hope I am clear with this. Previously you are able to see because I installed one of the package and it has S controllers. Now look at the format. Look at the format. Every custom object I create, Salesforce by default providing one of the tab, one of the field. On every custom object you create, Salesforce is internally creating one of the field. What is the name of the field? Every custom object you create, Salesforce is by default creating one standard field called name. On every custom object you are creating, on every custom object, Salesforce is creating one standard field called name field. It is creating a name field. Now, and they say it is a mandatory field. And they say it is a mandatory. Now, when you say it's a mandatory, I was supposed to use. Now, according to my application, in the name I want to store customer name. But in the loan, I don't have anything like loan name. So here in this field, I am going to store loan number. Payments. Here I want to store payment IDs. So when I print a name, people will misunderstand like a name value. People may misunderstand like a customer name, loan name, payment name. But actually what type of data I am storing? Loan number. Because you told it's a mandatory. According to my application, loan number is a mandatory. According to my application, payment ID is a mandatory. They told, boss, by default I am creating one field called name field and it's a mandatory. You are supposed to use it. Then I have to identify what type of field I have to store, what type of data I have to store. So according to my table, loan number is a mandatory field. So internally what I am storing? Loan number. But when I am displaying, if I display like a name, people will be misguided like it is a loan name. But actually what we are storing? Loan number. So what should I do? With what name? With what name? Field should be displayed on the UI. That is called record label. Internally the name of the field is name. But while displaying to the customer, what do you want to display? I want to display like customer. Internally the field name is name. But with what name you want to display to the customer? Customer number. Now, I told you it's a name field. What type of data can be stored in this field? We can store text star auto number. What type of data can be stored? Text star auto number. It is a name field. By default, we can store text star auto number. Text star auto number. Text means any combination of any characters. Alphanumeric or special symbols. Combination of alphanumeric and special symbols. But when you say auto number, what do you mean by this auto number? When you withdraw the money in the ATM, they give transaction number XXX. When you apply online application, they give you so and so. When you make any payment, your invoice number, your order number. So what is that? System is going to auto generate the number. So when you say auto number, give the format. I told customer ID or customer number. Each zero indicates one digit. Start with 1. So what happened? Every time I create a new customer record, it is going to print auto number. So system will automatically generate the number based on the format you have given. System will auto generate the number based on the format what you have mentioned. Auto number means you specify the format, system will auto generate the number. You specify the format, system will auto generate the number. So system will auto generate the number based on the format what you mentioned. System will auto generate the number based on the format what you mentioned. Are you clear about this? Suppose I have given loan number, month, day. So it is going to give loan number 06 14 06. So based on the format what you mentioned, system will auto generate the number. Auto number. System will auto generate the number based on the format what you mentioned. So what are the data types that are accepted? Text and auto number. Text means you need to manually enter the data. Auto number means system will generate the data. Auto number means system will auto generate the data. Are you clear about this? Right. Next we have, look at the format. Auto number. Right. Next we have optional features. What are these optional features? These options can be enabled or disabled at any stage of the application. These options can be enabled or disabled at any stage of the application. When I say optional features, these can be enabled or disabled at any stage of the application. What are the options we have? Allow reports. It allows you to create reports on the data which is stored in the table. The table we are going to store the data. On the data, it allows you to create a report. Allow activities. It allows you to create events and tasks. Track field history. When I say track field history, let us see this. Track field history. Go to the account. Let me show a demonstration. Account name, industry, and I'm also taking one annual revenue. I selected some fields. What is the purpose of this track field history? When I say track field history, if there is any sensitive data, I want to know who modified the value, when they modified, what is the old data, what is the new data. I have some sensitive information. I want to track who modified the data, what is the old value, what is the new value. Look at the point. I have industry, banking. I change industry to banking. Then automatically what happened? On 30th, Satish Maila has modified industry from consulting to banking. So what is it? They are storing the history. When you have some sensitive fields, when you have some sensitive data, you want to know who modified the value, when they modified, what is the old value, what is the new value. This is called field tracking. This is called field tracking. Do you want to create such type of field tracking on your object? Do you want to track the fields of your object? Then we need to go for what? Field allow reports. Allows you to create a report. Allow activities. Allows you to create a task and event. Track field history. It will allow you to track the history of the fields. What is the value you entered? Who has modified? When it is modified? What is the old value? What is the new value? We can track the data. And all these are individual topics. We are going to spend almost one day on every topic. So all these are individual topics. Okay. Then allow in charter groups. If you want to use this object in communities, what are communities? If you want your customers to log in, I told you, internal users, external users. All the employees of your organization will log into application. But all your customers, from where they access your application, customers will not log into application. They log into what? Communities. Your partners will not log into application. They log into what? Communities. If you want your customers, partners to log in, access your application, we create communities, portals, sites. Okay. In case you want this object to be used in communities, suppose you want this object to be used in the sites, then what we do? Allow in charter groups. If I enable this option, this object can be used in communities. Who is going to use the communities? Your customers, partners. Am I clear with that? Okay. So what are the four options we have? Allow reports. It allows you to create reports. Allow activities. It allows you to create tasks and events. Track field study. It allows you to track the changes made on the fields. Changes made on the data in the fields. Right. Allow in charter groups. When you say allow in charter groups, if you enable it, we can use this object in the communities and charters. I hope I'm clear. People are clear with this? Right. Next one. Object classification. What is this object classification? When you are creating an object, they are asking, boss, there are two types of applications what we have. Enterprise application and lightning application. When you say lightning, what does it mean? Single page application. Now, the object what you created, is it for enterprise or lightning? Enterprise object can be used in the lightning. Lightning object cannot be used in the enterprise. Enterprise object can be used in the lightning. Lightning object cannot be used in the enterprise. Now they are asking, Satish, you created a customer object. You have created this object for what? Enterprise or lightning? I told enterprise. How do you know that it's enterprise? If you enable all the three options, like allow sharing, allow bulk API, allow streaming API access, then it is called enterprise application object. If you disable any one of these, it becomes what? Lightning application object. If you enable all the three, enterprise. If you disable any one of the option, it is a lightning application object. Am I clear with this? The object what you created, either a enterprise or lightning. If you enable all the three, it is enterprise. If you disable any one of it, it is lightning. I hope I'm clear. Clear for everyone? Then they're asking deployment status. What is the purpose of this? Now I created an object. I deploy to, I upload it to production. I created an object, I upload it to production. Let us say I have test.salesforce.com. Now let me log into my Gmail. You have created an object and you kept a status as in development. When you keep it as in development, now I have an object. Look at the format. I have an object. I created a new object. I created a new object. Let us say payment info. I give the status as what? In development. Now when you say in development, I uploaded from sandbox to production. From sandbox, I uploaded to production. From sandbox, I am uploaded to production. From sandbox, I am uploading to production. Whatever you have created. In the sandbox, I created a custom object and I upload it to production. I round into my production. Just 1 minute, I am setting the settings. So, from sandbox, I am uploading this to production. So, I am deploying from sandbox to production. I created some objects in the sandbox. I deploy to production. When I deploy to production, what is the status I give? I give it as in development. When you say in development, the objects are coming to production. Now the object, whatever that is created in the sandbox, that is moved to the production. But what happened? But what happened? They are saying, boss, this object is in development. That means it is not ready to be shared for every user. When you say in development, object is moved to production. It is there in the production. Object is there in the production, but don't show this object to anyone. It is not ready for sharing. Whenever you say in development, only administrator can see this object. No other user can see this object. Only administrator can open. Administrator can enter the data. No other user can enter the data. So what is this? In development. When you say in development, still it is under development process. Don't share this object with anyone. Still it is under development. Don't share the object with anyone. When you say in development, object is deployed from sandbox to production. From sandbox I receive to production. Look at the point. I received to the production. I am on the production. Object came to production. It is there in the production. But don't share this object with anyone. It is not ready to be shared. So whenever object is in development state, don't share this object with anyone. Only administrator can see and use it. The moment I change the status to deployed, then what happened? The object is ready for sharing. According to your security model, according to your organization model, share this object with the corresponding people. Are you clear about this? So, we are not deploying from sandbox to production. We are uploading from sandbox to production. Whatever that you have done in the sandbox, they are uploaded to what? Production. In the production, we will deploy. Once I receive the copy in the production, still waiting. Once I receive the copy in the production we will deploy. Look at this. Once I receive, we have an option called deploy. Where you are deploying? Production. From sandbox, what are you doing? For the sandbox, what you are doing? Uploading to production. Whatever the development you have done, whatever the new things you created, from sandbox you are uploading to production. In the production, they are going to deploy. Are you getting my point? When you say in development, was object is there in the production, but it is not ready for sharing. Only administrator can see this. Deployed, object is there in the production, and the object is ready for sharing. According to your organizational security model, share this object with the corresponding users. I hope I'm clear. People are clear? Right, boss? So, go back again. So, go back, set up, build, create objects, new custom object. What is the label name? With what name you want to display the object? What is the pure label? The name that should be printed on the tab. Then we have object name, actual name of the object. Then context sensitive. What is the meaning of this context sensitive? On every object, Salesforce is providing you an option called help for this page. When you click on the page, Salesforce standard documents will be opened. Do you want me to open the same standard help document, or are you going to create your own pages? If you want to create your own pages, go to this. We have to first go to Visual Force, create a page, then select the page. Now, every object we create, by default, Salesforce will create one standard field called name field. With what name the field should be displayed? That's what we call record label name. The record label will be in the form of what? Text star, auto number. Auto number means based on the format what you mentioned, system will auto generate the number. Now, optional features. What are these optional features? These can be enabled or disabled at any stage. Allow reports, allows you to create a report, allow activities, allows you to create tasks and events, track field history. It is allow you to track the changes that are made on the data of the field. Allow in charter groups, it allows you to use this object in communities. Right. What we have? Object classification. Is it a enterprise application or lightning application object? If I select all the three, object is designed for enterprise. If I disable any one of these, it is lightning application object. Deployment status. What is the meaning of deployment status? If I say in development, object is not ready for sharing. Only administrator can see. Deployed, object is ready for sharing. According to your company's security model, you can deploy. Are you clear about this? Now, look at the next point. Look at the next one. Come back to the point. Look at the next one. Here we have now what is it? If I search it, allow me to search for the data in the account table. The data which is there in the account table that I can search from here. The data which is there in the opportunity table, I can search from here. The data which is there in the account table, I was able to search from here. The data which is there in the contact table, I was able to search from here. Right? Similarly, the data which is there in your customer table, do you want me to search from the global search? When you say allow search, the data in this table can be searched from the global search. Are you clear about the point? Okay. Then, object creation option. These options are available only at the time of creating an object. Once the object is created, we cannot enable or disable this option. They are called one-time option. These options are available only at the time of creating an object. Once the object is created, I cannot enable or disable this option. First, add notes and attachments. Along with the record, do you want to upload any documents, any images? Then we go with what? Notes and attachments, like your Gmail. Along with the mail, we are attaching the documents. Like that, along with the record, if you want to attach the attachments, then we go with what? Add notes and attachments. Launch custom tab wizard. Once the object is created, directly take me to tab creation page. Once the object is created, directly take me to tab creation page. So let us see this. I disabled this one. Let's see. Once I saved, how do you know it's a custom object or standard object? How do you know it's a custom object or standard object? Custom object will have __C. Custom objects are referred with what? __C. So what you are finding here? Customer __C. All the custom objects are appended with __C. All the custom objects are appended with __C. Am I clear with this? Okay. Now look at the format. Click on edit. You are able to see label name, URL name, context sensitive, name field, optional features, object classification, deployment, search status, but last two options are not there. Right? What are the last two options? Add notes and attachments and create a tab. I told you, they are one-time creation options. Once the object is created, we cannot enable or disable those options. That is the reason we lost that option. Come back. One more object. Let me create one more object. Setup, build, create objects, new custom object, payments, label name, URL name, object name, context sensitive, then payment ID, data type, auto number, then optional features. What are they? They can be enabled or disabled at any stage. We can enable or disable at any stage. So what are they? Allow reports, allows you to create a report, allow activities, allows you to create event and task, track field history, it allows you to modify the values, it allows you to track the changes that are made on the field. Allowing channel groups allows you to add the object in the committees. Okay. Object classification is it enterprise or light. You can choose all these options, enterprise. You can disable any one of the option, like deployment status. When you say deployment status, in development or deployed. When you say in development, only administrator can see, no other user will be able to see. Deployed, when you say deployed, object is visible to, object can be shared according to your security model. Allows search, it allows you to search for the data in your table from the global search. The data which is there in the object that we can search from the global search. Object creation option. These options are available only at the time of creating an object. Once the object is created, we cannot enable or disable. Add notes and attachments. New custom tab design. If I select the second option, save it. It is taking me to what? Tab creation. Directly it is taking me to what? Tab creation page. I hope you are clear. People are clear with this? Now this is one of the way. I told there is one more way. What is the other way? Schema builder. Look at the format. Setup. When you have group of objects, I will not follow this process. I will go with schema builder. Setup. Build. Schema builder. Setup. Build. Schema builder. Then elements, object, drag and drop. Then label, loans, same properties. Customer success portal option can be enabled in the organization with portal name. I created a loan. Are you clear about this? So we have created the object. How do you create? Drag and drop, enter the data, save it. Are you clear about this point here? Clear for everyone? So what we are doing? Creating the object using schema builder. There is one more option, but that is done through programming, which is called metadata web services. We have a metadata web services. Using a programming, using SOAP API metadata services, we can do it. Using a SOAP API web services, we can create an object. That is through web services, we can create an object. Let us say, in the Oracle, if a table is created, the same table should be created in the Salesforce. Now I am taking a backup in the Oracle. So if any table is created in the Salesforce, okay, Oracle, the same should be created in the Salesforce. Now, if I modify any one of the field in the Oracle, the same field should be modified here. If I delete a table in the Oracle, the same table should be deleted from the Salesforce. So what are you trying to do? From external applications, you are trying to create or delete the existing tables. This we can do it by using metadata SOAP API web services. What is the format? Metadata SOAP API web service. If you are taking a app builder certification, they will ask you in how many ways we can create a custom objects. Choose any three options. Choose any three. One is standard navigation, second one is schema builder, third one is metadata API services. Metadata API web services. Are you clear about this? People are clear? Right. Let me show you the documentation. So what is an object? Object is nothing but table in the regular database. Any data stored in the Salesforce will be saved to objects. Two types of objects are there: standard objects and custom objects. Standard objects, any object created by the Salesforce is called standard object. We have account, contact, user, profile. Standard objects cannot be deleted. Custom objects, any object created by the user according to his organizational business model, they are called custom objects. How do you know they are custom objects? Appended with __C. How to create a custom object? Set up, build, create objects, new custom object. Enter the object label. Label will be displayed on the UI. Object plural label. If you create any tab for an object, the name that should be printed on the tab is called plural label. Object name, actual name of the object, and we refer to the object programmatically using this. Context sensitive help. Now, on every object, there is a help called help for this page. When you click on this link, which document should be opened, that is identified by help for this page. Help for this page, when you click on that, which document should be opened, that is decided by context sensitive help. Open the standard salesforce.com window or open a Visual Force page. Record name, label and data type. Salesforce by default, on every custom object create one standard field called name field. Right. With what label the field should be displayed, that we define as record name label. This is a required field. This will accept the data types of text and auto number. There is a text, alphanumeric and special characters. There is a auto number. System will generate the number based on the format what you mentioned. I give an example. So invoice, each zero indicates one digit. So based on the format what you give, system will auto generate the number. Optional features. These can be enabled or disabled at any stage of the application. Allow reports, allows you to create the report. Allow activities, allows you to create a task and event. Track field history, it allows you to track the changes that are made on the data in the field. Allow in charter groups, it allows the object to be used in charters and communities. Object classification. If you enable all the three, it is enterprise application. If you disable any one of the option, it is a lightning application. Deployment status. In development, if you enable this, only administrator can access this object, no other user can see this object. If you say deployed, we can share this object with all the users based on the security model. Allows you to search for the data in the table. Object creation option. These options can be enabled or disabled only at the time of creating an object. I hope you are clear. So each and every point we discussed is documented. Schema builder. How can you create? Setup, build, develop, schema builder, elements, drag and drop, object. Then enter the details. People are clear? Right. The first question. Who will be able to create an object? The first question. Who are allowed to create an object? Who can create a new object? Users whose profile has customized application. In the profile, if you have a permission called customized application, any user whose profile has a permission of customize. Let us say for manager, what is the option we have? Customize. If you enable this option, users with this profile can have, thousands of people can have the same profile. If 1,000 people have the same profile, all the 1,000 people can create. Are you clear? Now system administrator is also one of the user. He has a profile called system admin, so we are calling him as system admin. If 1,000 people have the same profile, all the 1,000 will get the permission to create object. So who can create an object? Users whose profile has customized application. The next, that's what I mentioned. Who can create a new object in the Salesforce? Users whose profile has customized application option enabled. How to control the permissions of the object? You create an object. Now who can see? Who can see this object? You create an object. Once you create an object, who can see this object? Document is also one of the standard object. I told you, document yesterday we have seen. Document is a standard object. So, how to control the permissions of the object? Go to the profile. Then you are able to see. Look at the point. Customers. On the customer object, read, create, edit, delete. On loan object, read, create, edit, delete. So what is that? Permissions on the object are controlled at what level? Profile. Profile will tell who can see this table. Profile will tell who can modify the data in the table. Profile will tell who can create a new record in the table. Profile will tell who can delete a record. So, who is going to control the permissions? Profile. Yesterday, we have seen a document, right? So, what is the document? Look at this. Document is a standard object. Document is a standard object. So, who can see the document? People whose profile has a permission on this, they can see it. Right now? That's what you asked. Fine. Are you clear about this? So, how the permissions are controlled? Permissions are controlled at a profile. Permissions on the objects are controlled at a profile level. So, in how many ways we can create a custom object? 3 ways. Standard navigation, schema builder, metadata, so quickly. Objects falls under which part of MVC? We have model view controller. Every application will be MVC model. In the MVC model, objects will fall under what? Model part of the MVC. In the MVC, objects fall under what? Model. Model view controller. In that, objects falls under model part of MVC. Next one. How many custom objects we can create? Depends upon edition what you purchase. Number of custom objects what you can create depends upon edition what you purchase. What are the editions we have? If you go with unlimited edition, 2000 objects I can create. If you go with enterprise edition, 200 objects we can create. If you go with the developer edition, 400 objects I can create. Professional edition, 50 objects I can create. Number of objects what I can create purely depends upon the edition what you have selected. Number of objects what you can create purely depends upon edition what you have selected. Right, boss? Now, how the Salesforce will recognize the object? Every object we created, internally Salesforce will give 3 character ID. Look at this. Leads 00, account 001, contacts 003, opportunities 006, forecast, contracts 800, order 801, cases 500. Are you getting my point? So for every object, Salesforce has internally given 3 character unique ID. Based on this ID, we can recognize the object. Salesforce will recognize the object based on the 3 character ID it is provided. For every object, 3 character unique ID is given. Based on this 3 character unique ID, Salesforce will recognize your object. Like I gave some examples. Account ID is 001, contact 003, user 005, opportunity 006, profile 00E, lead 00Q, order 801, 501, 50801. Are you getting my point? For every object, Salesforce is giving 3 character unique ID. Based on that, Salesforce will be recognizing it. Any further queries on that? People have followed this object. Now I gave a couple of use cases. So the hard copy is not ready now. Tomorrow class I will be giving the hard copy. Next class I will be giving. So there is a use cases what I have given. You just follow these use cases and create. Right, boss? Any further queries on